All right, here we are, our 2011 Malibu 247 Wakesetter for sale here near the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This one does include this matching tandem axle BoatMate steel painted trailer, which has new tires, new 2022 tires and bunk carpeting. That's all 4 tires and your spare. We've got a swing tongue, that's a 2-inch ball hookup. We've got docking lights, of course the Malibu tower mount speakers, a board rack, rearview mirror, and Bimini top. There's also a mooring cover with this one. And here at our swim platform, we've got a 2-step swim boarding ladder. It's going to slide out from under that platform, and we have the automatic or automated Malibu Wedge. Or the power wedge, I guess is what Malibu calls that. That will basically allow you to deploy. It's in the up position now. When this is deployed, it's basically a hydrofoil. It's going to lower down, and it's going to pull the boat down into the water some more to allow you to create a larger wakeboard or wake surf wake. And as usual, we're here for our video walk around tour for the current asking price and full list of specifications and options, as well as all of our contact information. You will want to visit us at our website for your convenience. There'll be a direct link for this one down in the video description, where all you'll have to do is either click on that link or copy and paste that into a new tab or window in your web browser, and that will take you right to the listing page for this one, where you're going to see all that information right there easily. Asking price will be right there. We don't mention the asking prices in video tours because they'll often change until the listing is sold. But if you will take the time, if you do have serious questions about this one, would like to schedule a time to come see it in person, or if you've got any questions about it, please contact us through the website. And again, for your convenience, there'll be a direct link to it down in the video description. So this one's rated for 17. I'm going to start here on the swim platform. I've kicked my shoes off there, but we do kind of have the C-deck style logoed swim platform. You've kind of got a grab bar here for climbing on and off, as well as a tow hookup right here. That's for attaching a tow rope. It's a great place to pull tubers. And then we've got, before I do climb inside, we've got basically 2 little lift up storage compartments right here. It's a great place for you to put your soap for your bindings, your ropes, your gloves, things like that, things that you want access to when you're here on the swim platform. We've got a pair of cup holders as well as a stereo remote right here. All can be accessed here from the platform. And we've got an integrated little Malibu logo step right there for stepping over your rear sun deck here, and a nice large wraparound seat interior. Driver's seat here is does swivel. You've got the flip up driver bolster seat, and we get a little bit of discoloration on the back part of that seat. No rips or tears in there, and that's probably just because that bolster generally gets left in that up position. Now we do have snap-in carpeting. We've got one piece of that carpeting in the floor here at your driver's feet. The rest of it's pulled out, but that all is available. We'll be going with it. And then tilt steering wheel here at your dash. Here's your shift throttle control. We got 2 cup holders, 12-volt power outlet down here by your driver's seat. We've got some of your stereo controls right here, and then there's 2 different multi-function display screens and 2 fixed screens. So over here on the port side of your helm, we've got your speedometer that's going to read depth, air temperature and water temperature. You've got that multi-function screen here in the center. This is going to allow you to click through. You're going to have a display for your cruise control. You've got different presets for either wakeboarding or surfing that's going to control your or have a preset speed, ballast settings as far as which tanks are going to be full or empty, as well as your wedge setting. And there's one for just skiing alone. That one's got no ballast and the wedge stowed all the way up. Your stereos through here. Now this originally in 2011 had a little video camera system with this one, and it's basically got a pylon mounted or tower pylon mounted video camera. That does not appear to be operational anymore. And then your different gauge settings here are gonna have, get you there. Exit out of the video mode. So that's actually your stereo mode. This right here is going to take us back. Now I can get your gauges up. So a few different layouts here for your gauges, which will show your speed or your cruise control setting, as well as your wedge positioning, lake water temp, air temp, depth finder, and then current speed. There's a fuel gauge, engine oil pressure, engine water temperature, and your Malibu wedge setting, as far as how far down that's deployed. So there's kind of the different gauge options. Then over here on the starboard side, you've got a tachometer with integrated oil pressure, battery volts, and an hour meter. This one currently has 734.9 engine hours. We're going to call that 735. And then just down from that, we've got a touchscreen right here with your power wedge controls. I've got it on the lighting screen right now, where you can have your nav lights, your docking lights, your interior lights, tower lights, and underwater lights. I'm trying to get you a view right here with the least amount of reflections and glare, but I don't think that's possible. Similar setting right here for your ballast tanks. Move this around. I don't know what angles you can see. That one's, well, you're just gonna have to move it all around. So this will allow you to independently control or all at the same time fill or empty your ballast tanks, and which ones. And then you've got a separate switch here for your blower, your bilge, and this has a heater, cockpit heater. We've got two outlets for that heater, and if we've also got basically a coded start, or you've got a keyed start. There's your master key for it right down there. Separate stereo controls right here. It's a Rockford Fosgate head unit for the stereo. That is AM FM auxiliary input. It is satellite ready stereo. Additionally, we have a microphone that is integrated with your stereo. Figure out how that's mounted in here. You get a little bit of wear in your cabling here, but this still does function. So if your stereo's on, that's great for communicating to younger riders or more inexperienced riders. Is a great way to kind of coach them from the boat, and so that they're able to hear you and hear the instructions. So the heater outlets, you've got one right here. Of course, this can be turned on or off. So that's with the vent open, and then these also kind of pull out, and you've got little hoses right here that you can you stick that under a towel whenever you get out of the water on either a cool evening or morning. Same thing here. You can kind of close that vent off, pull it out, put it under the towel if whoever just got out from under the water, and that is a feature that once you have, you'll never want another boat without one, I'm telling you. Dry box or glove box right here across from your driver's seat. We do have light in here, and there's your USB auxiliary input for the stereo, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. And then you can see this would have been the control for the point of view HD kind of action camera that was integrated into that tower. But again, that does not appear to be operational anymore. While I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and flip up this seat underneath your passenger seat back. We've got dual batteries in here, battery selector switch. Here's our 3 Rockford Fosgate stereo amplifiers. And there's that satellite radio head unit right there. Now we've got a little walkthrough up to the bow area. Windshield flips over. Now there's a Malibu windscreen that's going to mount right in this position here, and it's for a wind block. So on those cooler morning or evenings, you can put that wind block in, pull out your little heater hose, and you can be nice and comfortable. We've got the filler cushion here for the bow area. The center cushion here removed. You've got storage under the others. 4 stainless cup holders and 2 speakers up here at the bow. Pop that filler cushion back into place. Close that walk-through there. 2 more stainless cup holders right there. Pull up under seat storage. We got 5 here. You got a lighted Wakesetter logo and a 12-volt power outlet there, and 5 more lighted Wakesetter logo and another 12-volt power outlet there. So if you count the glove box, you're going to have 4 12-volt power outlets. And again, I believe I counted 20 cup holders. Now that does not include, you also have a removable lounge table. It's going to mount right here. I believe that's got about 4 cup holders integrated into it as well. And this one's only rated for 17, so nobody's going to go thirsty on this one. Directly behind your driver's seat, we've got a little integrated ice box that does have a drain down to your bilge. And then I do want to point out on this seat right here, we got a little bit of tear in that vinyl. Go into more detail on that as we finish with the engine hatch. You've also got some controls right here for your stereo, basic stereo controls here, as well as some of your light controls. And then we've got another pull-up pylon right here, and this is also a place where you can pull anybody on a towable or a tube. You want to pull them from here, not off the tower. Towers are not designed for pulling people on towables. You can also pull a skier there if they do not want to have their line up on the tower. Now we'll raise these engine hatches, and you can see we've got a nice deep storage compartment in here. This does have let's see, 3 factory ballast tanks installed, and those are basically underneath the floor here. We've also got a pair of spare props. Looks like possibly 2 Acme props. I can't tell if that top one there is an OJ or an Acme. I believe Acme is what's on here now. So here's that removable lounge table that does have those 4 more cup holders. Then over here on your starboard side, we've got some life jackets that are included with this one and a few fenders. And this is where that windscreen is stowed for your walkthrough there. And that's a logo Malibu windscreen. We call this the pizza oven. That's a great place to put maybe a life jacket before you ride, if it is one of those chillier days or evenings, that it kind of toasted up for you. And then we've got a Indmar 6.0 liter Vortec V8 inboard V-drive engine. Again, 735 hours on this. This is the ETX CAT stainless steel exhaust system that they added. I believe they started that about 2007, possibly earlier than that. But I do know that was an upgrade, and the 6 liter for this boat is an upgrade. Now I will tell you those, and I think the reason why there are 2 spare props is this one is propped right now to maximize your low end acceleration. It is propped for wake surfing and wakeboarding, and when you prop them that way, you're going to have a little bit better fuel economy at those lower tow speeds. It's going to handle at those lower speeds better, and basically only thing you're really sacrificing is a little bit of top end speed. Speakers here on this one, so we have, I believe, 8 cockpit speakers. So we got 2 up there in the bow, 2 more here in the walkthrough. That's 4. There's 5, number 6, 7, and 8. We've also got the subwoofer here mounted below your driver's seat, and then we've got 4 speakers up here on your tower. We do have the 1 swivel board rack. Get a little pin here, and that will spin around to a few different positions before it goes all the way out. And there's that all the way out position. Pull that pin here, bring it back in. There's 4 lights here on the tower. Now, only the rear facing lights were operational. I believe those take a halogen bulb, and I do know those halogen bulbs do tend to go out, but the 2 rear facing tower lights work just fine. Docking lights on this one work fine as well. Now, actually, let me pop into the, let me get to the ballast settings on here if I can find it. That's in presets. If it was over here or not. Oh, that's the speed. Oh, this one. Okay, this one actually shows it. So the ballast tanks, and this one down here for the MLS is the Malibu launch system. That's what that stands for. So if you can see through the glare on here a little bit, I do want to call your attention. Number one, this has the option for the surf gate. This boat's not equipped with it, but they basically make these dashes all the same. Does not have the very front ballast tank. We've got the left, the right, and the center. Those are your 3 tanks that are integrated in. Now, we'll tell you up here on your screen right here, the indicator for, I believe it was the right tank, was not functional. Center and left were functional. Now, the only, you can still tell when that's full, because when that tank fills all the way up, it overflows out the side. So you can basically still know when that tank is all the way full, all the way empty. But I do want to just call your attention that that sending unit for that is was not operational. So I do have a functional horn, and let's see, I think that's about does it for the interior here. We've kind of gone through. Wear and tear here. Let's I've showed you that seat right there. Otherwise, it's fairly clean interior. I think there was a few little wear marks. I mean, that's just a little bit of a puncture right there. Otherwise, everything actually looks in really good shape as far as the vinyl goes. There was a little bit of staining on that driver's seat. Thought that was a little mark there. It was some dirt that brushed right off. We've got some marks on this plastic here and right in here as well. But again, no other real rips or tears anywhere that we noticed in the vinyl. Little bit of a worn stitching right in there. And I think that's about it. Kind of same thing up here on your sun pad. We got a few little marks here, and maybe some light staining, and then a few little stretch seams right in this area. A little bit of a stain right here on that seat back. Probably some sunscreen did that one in. And same thing over here on this side. A few little stretch marks in those seams, and then we've got a few little nicks up here on the gel coat up here on the top side. All right, I believe that does it for the interior here. Bear with me here. I'm going to slide these shoes right back on and hop back off the boat. We'll do another up close and personal here on the exterior. A little bit of a scratch in kind of the sea decking here, and a few spots on the swim deck. And then basically, you know, the worst of this whole, we've got some oxidation. It's going to start well about where that Malibu logo is. Maybe a little bit here. Oh, this does have the dual-sided fuel tanks, which is a really nice feature that Malibu started, I think early 2000s. I believe this has an 84-gallon fuel tank, and you can fill this on the port side or the starboard side. We've got pop-up cleats along the way for tying up. So about right in here and moving back on each side's where kind of the worst of the oxidation is. We got a few marks in here, but basically some oxidation in there. Sometimes a really good detailer can get a lot of this to disappear. You can see kind of where that that's a little bit more white than you want to see it there, and kind of similar in that striping, and also along on your swim platform, along the edges of it, similar oxidation on it, and that's just because that's the part That's typically kind of us hanging out towards the back of the slip, the most exposed to the sun. A few other scratches and some oxidation. And here, now, pretty much all these marks that you're seeing here are probably not gonna go away. Sometimes a really good detailer can make some of those disappear, but this one we've wiped down pretty good, and I think pretty much everything you see now is still gonna be there even after detailing. So let me kind of walk through, kind of show you the marks in the purple. A little mark right there. Okay, that's pretty much all the purple on that part. And it's come back. You got a few marks up here in this kind of gray sparkle right in here, and then a few little wear marks on your decaling right there. And back here in the R, you missed, I think, part of the 3D on that vinyl has come off, and a few other little marks right in there. So again, here's that other side fuel fill. Then up here above the rub rail, a few little marks in here. Now some of this, yeah, some of these things are just dirt, and they're gonna come right off. So I'm not gonna pay too much attention to those. Those are all kind of brushing right off of there. Here's another one of those pull-out cleats. And then a little bit of just dirt on there. A little bit of a brush. Now we got a little bit of oxidation starting to happen up here on the bow. We get a little bit of white starting to come through. A little bit of wax on there, good detail. That should kind of put that away and keep that from happening. A few marks up here around this docking light. Docking lights all did function just fine. And then right up here on this bow, we've got some marks into that gel coat over here. This side of the bow line looked pretty good. Some very light marks on the hull here. It's actually looked like possibly where something popped up when it was on the trailer, and just made a little bit of chips in the gel coat here and there. A little mark right in here. Oh, that one there might actually rub right off. These are kind of just barely into the gel coat there. We do have the lighted Malibu logo here on your trailer, as well as some more of that sea decking on the trailer here as well. Of course, the guidepost. And a few more areas on this side of the hull we need to call your attention to. So again, here's some of those marks that are not going to go away even after detail. I'm going to stay down here in the purple for now. A little bit of a marker stain right there. Alright, I'm going to follow this whole side all the way up here to the V. We already kind of showed you this up here around the trailer. A little bit of that white kind of showing in right there. Good detail kind of should take that away. And basically just a few little watermarks up here high on the purple. Coming back in the sparkle gray, a few little marks in here. And then we also have some marks in the decal in here. That's just a spider right there, dead spider right there. Get rid of him. A few marks in the kind of the 3D decal in here. And then there's one that's kind of been hit a little bit, and then another good scrape right here across the W in the Wakesetter. It also took a little bit of that 3D graphic out. So here's a mark right there. That's kind of into the gel coat a little bit. Similar right here. And these two right here. Malibu logo's looking good back here. And then we already showed you the purple. We're gonna go below the hull now. Here, now this is just some dirt right here. I think that's just from a water line there. Yeah, that's gonna come right off. That's nothing to get concerned with. But we do have a few other marks down here in the gel coat over here on this side. So there's a pretty good nick in the gel coat right there. Another one here. Another one right up here. And then we've kind of got a mark that looks like probably from going on to lift or something. We've kind of scratched into that gel coat a little bit. Pretty good little ways. Another mark right there just above that bunk. And then as we come back, we've got a little bit of delamination going on in the gel coat right in here. See, you got a little cracking right in here. Okay, another one right in here. Another one right here. Here's another one. And then two areas right here where basically that gel coat has kind of popped right off of there. And then here's a bit of a scratch right here. The boat, the way that it is right now with these kind of gel coat off in these areas, this is not something you want to leave in the water for an extended period of time until that gets repaired. If you're putting it on the trailer or lift each day, you can put this off for a little while, but these really need to be sealed up in short term and eventually re-gel coated or re-fiberglassed if needed. A few other marks I'm going to move for a trailer bunk here. A few other kind of scratches into that gel coat here along the bottom. Now up here on this edge, I think this is just a water stains, and that's I'm not seeing any scratches in there. Okay, that's gonna clean off. It's just hard to clean these when they're on the trailer, so that's nothing to be concerned about. But right in here, this is scratching into the gel coat, and I'm not sure if it was just sitting on something improperly on a lift maybe for a period of time that kind of caused a lot of that. But there is some that kind of that delamination there needs to be repaired and repaired properly. So, all right. So I think that's going to do it here. Again, this is a 2011 Malibu Wakesetter 247. You know, there are some marks on the hull. Otherwise, it's a clean boat. 735 engine hours on that Indmar 6.0 liter Vortec inboard V-drive engine. This would be a great wake and surf boat, and a little bit of skiing as well. So again, visit the website for the full list of features, specifications, options, as well as that current asking price. We don't mention those in the video tours just because they often do change until listing is sold. But again, for your convenience, all you got to do is scroll down into that video description. There'll be a direct link. Click on that direct link. It'll take you right to the listing page for this one. Again, that's where you're going to want to go to contact us by phone, by text, or by email. We do like to remind you, if you send us an email, you have not gotten a reply and it's been one business day, please check your spam folder. We're generally getting those email replies back to you in a matter of probably 6 hours or less. But if it's been one business day, have not seen the reply, check that spam folder. Call us on the phone, get our voicemail. Would like a return phone call. Keep in mind that we're frequently in areas without cell phone reception, so if you don't leave a message, we will not know that you called. If you'll do one better, leave a detailed message. Let me know what listing you're looking at, what question you have, either whenever I finish with the customer or return to cell phone range. I will gladly return your call, have all those questions answered for you. And of course, you can also shoot us a text as well, whatever's most convenient for you. And you'll see the yournewboat.com logo pop up in the top right hand corner of the screen. That's just a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we'd love to have you as a subscriber. It's a great way to keep an eye on inventory as it comes available in the Norris Lake and surrounding areas. And I thank you again for joining us. Again, this is the 2007 Malibu Wakesetter 247 for sale here near beautiful Norris Lake, Tennessee. And I thank you again for joining us.